a comprehensive look at trends, fund profiles, and more in Exploring ETFs.
Hi everyone, welcome to Exploring ETFs. I'm Neena Mishra, and today we are talking about ETFs that focus on weight loss or GLP-1 drugs. So this is one of the dominant investing themes over the past year or so, AI and weight loss drugs. And we see a lot of excitement around AI and related stocks, particularly the Magnificent Seven and then the Fabulous Four. But shares of the two companies that dominate the weight loss drug market have also surged over the past year. And that is mainly because of soaring demand for their products. Shares of Eli Lilly, which offers Zepbound and Monjaro, they are up almost 90% over the past year. And its market capitalization surpassed Tesla earlier this year. Shares of Novo Nordisk, which offers Wegovy and Ozempic, they are also up more than 70%. It is now the biggest European firm by market value. So why there's so much excitement around these medications? It is because a staggering 1 billion individuals worldwide are obese. So that's 1 in 8 people globally. And we know that obesity is linked to so many health risks, including diabetes, heart disease, stroke, cancer, sleep apnea. So these medications, GLP-1 medications, they mimic the effects of the naturally occurring hormone, which is glucagon-like peptide 1, GLP-1. This hormone is produced in the intestine after eating food, and these drugs, they try to mimic the effects of that hormone. And these were initially used to treat diabetes, and then scientists found that these drugs can also help in controlling blood sugar levels, reduce appetite, and then promote, obviously, if you reduce appetite, then that promotes weight loss as well. And recent studies have suggested that these drugs may also slow the progression of Parkinson's symptoms and also reduce the severity of sleep apnea. So that is why they are called miracle drugs. And according to Goldman Sachs, the market for these products could surge to $130 billion by 2030. And currently, it's almost a duopoly with the Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. They dominating the market. And in fact, Goldman Sachs expects that these two companies will dominate about 80% of the market through 2030. But it will it may no longer remain a duopoly, and the competition in the space is heating up. According to the Financial Times, there are 232 anti-obesity medications at various stages of development currently. And the focus of these new next-generation weight loss drugs is to reduce side effects. Current medications have a number of significant side effects, including nausea, muscle wasting, etc. So these drugs will try to reduce those side effects, and also these medications are very expensive. So next generation drugs that these companies are trying to develop could be cheaper, and some of them are trying to develop medications that can be taken orally. So that will make it much easier and much more cost effective for consumers. Now there are 3 ETFs. 2 of them are brand new. They just launched a few days back. Let's take a look at those ETFs. So obesity and cardiometabolic ETF HRTS HEARTS. This is the first ETF that's launched in November last year and has 65 million in assets. Currently, this is actively managed and charges 75 basis points. To learn more, you can go to the quote page on Zacks.com, TEMA, Obesity and Cardiometabolic ETF. And using the link, you can go to TEMA's webpage for this ETF. I did a podcast with TEMA. You can listen to that podcast as well. See the article here. So as I mentioned, this is actively managed and invests in companies which are leading the fight against obesity and cardiometabolic diseases. If you look at the portfolio, you will see that Eli Lilly and Novo are not even the top holdings, among the top holdings, but not exactly at the top, about 10%, a little over 10% allocation to these two. And then there are other ETFs which are other holdings which are developing the next generation of these drugs. And in fact, there's an interesting white paper on TEMA's website, which talks about the next 10 weight loss drugs. And it also talks about some of the companies that you will see among the top holdings, including Amgen, Viking Therapeutics, and Zealand Pharma. These are among the top holdings in this ETF. The second ETF that I am highlighting is by Roundhill. It is GLP-1 and weight loss ETF, Ozempic after Ozempic. And Roundhill says that it's the world's first ETF to provide focused exposure to GLP-1 drug makers, actively managed, and has an expense ratio of 59 basis points. So let's go to the quote page on Zacks.com, and using the link, you can go to Roundhill webpage for this ETF. And if you look at the top holdings, because it is focused on current GLP-1 drug manufacturers, so Eli Lilly and Novo, they account for almost 42% of the portfolio. And then you see companies like Zealand Pharma, Amgen, etc. The third ETF that I'm highlighting is also brand new. It is by Amplify. This is index tracking. The other two are actively managed, and charges the same expense ratio as the Roundhill product. The ticker symbol is thinner, THNR. Let's take a look at this ETF. So again, let's go to the quote page on Zacks.com, and using the link, you can go to Amplify web page. And this is slightly different because this provides exposure to companies which are involved in manufacturing or enabling such businesses. So first, it describes the selection methodology. So either they should have a market cap of at least $500 million, and they should either be drug manufacturers or enablers. And currently, the weightings are 70% to the manufacturers and 30% to enablers. And if you look at the holdings, you will see that Lilly and Novo are about 31% of the portfolio. And then there are other companies which are either manufacturing or enabling. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube video channel so that you do not miss anything. And I will see you next week.